Top of the hour.
Top of the hour, money in the power. Today's topic is morals and principles, goals. Goals within the community, goals within yourself, goals within your household, within your family. What me and my brother we're talking about is what are some of the goals, morals, and principles that you have, that you're aware of. You might even need to discuss them with somebody. What do you think on the subject, bro?
Goals are plans, like plans of actions, what you intend to do. So it's really come down to your intention. But you want to set up principles more so, like you were saying, like morals and values, because the morals and values they even constrict you from doing something that could be beneficial to you, rather than you just making irrational decisions, such as doing something wrong or something that will cause you some consequences that you're not looking forward to. So having your own set of principles help keep those things in line.
And what are some ways that you can develop good morals and principles?
Well, I say set your own principles. Take your time and write you some principles down that you live by. Not just allow the churches or the mosques or society to set those principles for you, because you know what works for you. For instance, like some people use a cream on their face and because they have oily skin, or some people have dry skin. But you know what works best for you. So setting a certain type of principles that fit like your personality, your attitude, or maybe you're an aggressor. So certain principles that you would help balance out, like that fit your personality.
But what about the goals and the morals and principles that my parents gave me? Like they taught me to allow the church to or God to dictate my morals and principles. Like I don't have morals and principles, but my religion telling me that I should have these type of morals and principles. So I should develop my own morals and principles. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's a good question, because the Inquisition goes like this: if that works for you, then you should continue. You should duplicate it even, right? But if it's not working for you, you see what I'm just saying? If these work for you, of course you'll continue in them. If they have brought you prosperity, abundance, because it's all about your belief system. If you believe in that set of principles and it works for you, but once something no longer works for you, you have to discontinue it.
You have to.
Yeah.
You know what? And I like to call it graduate. I believe a lot of people get stuck in the class and we never want to graduate. And it's like, if you just put your cap and gown on and go to the next level. So some of my goals and morals and principles are rituals.
Yes.
Rituals that I do every morning. Like I get up every morning, I do yoga, meditate, do my deep breathing, and I concentrate on the day at hand. I start my day off before anybody else wakes up. Therefore, I'm in control of my day. Now that I'm in control of my day, I can kind of control the situation that I'm going to go through. If I'm going to am I going to be around positive people? I already determined that when I woke up that morning. Is somebody going to ruin my day? I already determined that nobody's going to ruin my day, because I already started my day before anybody else woke up. So my day is already good. I'm already waking up being healthy, doing my exercises. I'm illuminating gratitude while I'm working out doing my yoga, because that's what it teaches me to do. These are some of the goals or morals and principles, virtues that we need to be passing down within the community, especially within the African American community. And this is not about race or anything like that. This is about exactly what it says, morals and principles. Because if I have morals and principles, that means that there's a certain limit that I won't go to. You know, I won't go out here and sell crack to this pregnant woman, or I won't molest these little kids and stuff. You know, things, and I think that's what the problem is. Today, there is no set limit of morals and principles. It's just like, we need to come together and decide, hey, you know, because it's almost like, oh, black people would do anything, you know, for $1 or for something. No, we won't. And that's a lie that's steady being pushed out there within the community. And it has our women scared of us. It has our kids scared of us. And it also has society looking at us. It's like we're evil men, like the black men are just evil, and we don't have no morals and principles. So we're going to start off launching, you know, like the challenge they always, like the key challenge and all these different challenges. We're going to recommend that we not only become conscious of our morals and principles, but we develop black excellence at a whole nother level. Now, the movie The Black Panther kind of gave us a stage. Let's start using that stage.
Right.
Let's start back with the martial arts. And mind, you see what this all I know. I don't play with balls. This all I know. Martial arts, because we was raised up without a father. I knew that, hey, we got to protect ourselves some type of way. And when I seen Bruce Lee on that stage and he set that platform and he taught me, because I didn't have a positive male role model around me. But I was able to see that, hey, out of all the things that black people going through, even as a kid, I was able to see that this little dude right here on TV, he's showing you that we can protect us. Now, I'm a little child, and I had this knowledge even back then. I'm saying, wait a minute, mama and them always complain about the white man and this man and all this. Why they ain't teaching us what Bruce Lee know? I knew that back then. Right. But the black community, again, ostracized me out and made me feel like I was the weird guy. I was nuts. And I started thinking it, you know, especially with church and religion telling me otherwise. You know, I'm thinking like, maybe I need to leave this stuff alone. I need to fit in with them. And that's exactly what I tried to do. I tried to fit in with society. And exactly what happened, I lost all my morals and principles that I had within the martial arts. I started using drugs. I started believing that it was a different entity outside of me controlling me, and therefore it started being a different entity outside controlling me. I gave the devil more credit than I gave the God within me credit. It's automatic. Once you start getting involved in all these different types of spiritual religions and stuff, with man-made religions, man-made, not spirituality, but man-made religion, pretty soon you're going to have an enemy. And once you have an enemy, next thing you know, you're going to have to face them. So I choose to not have an enemy. You know, I choose to have the universe as my conscious motivator, provider, discipline, and help me develop my morals and principles. Because in the end, that's what it's going to be.
That's it.
That's what it's going to be.
You know, historically, rituals came before religion. So we practice rituals, but for rituals not on a selfish type of level like today. The rituals was adequate information that will govern the world. Right. So these rituals was for society as a whole. Mm-hmm. They wasn't individual rituals. And one thing that black communities have to come back to is governing those rituals that sustain us as a whole. We are only great as a people, as members, as protecting our members in that. That's what make up a culture. Culture is a teaching principles and pipelines that help us with different remedies and hurt and pain and different decisions that we're not so sure on. It even help us become more environmentalists and help us become harmonized with the earth. So it's certain things that we have to get back to and not let our today technology and suggestions and ideologies of what makes money and institutes kind of systemize our way of thinking. Yeah. So we have to come out of that and conceptually become more conformed to what are my principles? That I make sure that I'm not breaking my own set of rules. Do I have a set of rules? Yeah. The only thing that can help you in these situations is like when you go visit a mechanic, and the mechanic says, "What's wrong with your car?" You have to give him the information. You're not a mechanic, but you have to say something that I think is going. The mechanic being familiar with that sound, then he diagnoses what's wrong and possibly troubleshoot how we can fix this. The same as a doctor. The doctor say, "Hey, what's going on with you?" See, you have to know what's going on with you in order to. So one of the most, I think, profound things that we can do to change, like, and make sure that we're on our task, whether it's goals, rituals, or our own set of principles, is to question ourselves. If we ask the right questions, hey, why am I getting all this grief? Instead of exposing or sharing more negative feelings, emotions that you keep in a vault, instead of sharing that with therapeutic teachings and whatnot, start asking yourself the questions like, how did I get here? How did I get here? And now that once I trace that to how did I get here, now what can I do to get out of this situation? More so, what do I want? What do I want? I know what I've been through. Should I focus on that? No. What do I want?
Now, and the question is, how do I make that transaction? Just like you said, you got to know the question. If you want to know the answer, if you want to get an answer, you got to be able to ask the question.
Yes.
And a lot of us don't know how to make the transition from one point of their life to the other side of their life. And in order to make those transitions, sometimes you need a lot of time, more than a lot of times, you need a coach.
Yes.
And see, that's what athletes and things of this nature, they have coaches to get them to the playoffs and, stuff. But that's why society is starting to realize that a lot of people just need life coaches, And in reality, everybody's supposed to be a coach.
Yes.
We all supposed to help each other. That's what life is about. Helping each other get to the next level. I see you have a talent.
Yeah.
You have an ability. I don't have that talent or ability, but I do have the ability to motivate you and get you to the next level.
If we don't, we become enablers. If I allow you to swim in a pool of negativity, I'm enabling you.
That's right.
I'm supposed to challenge you. That's what a coach does. A coach challenges you. And transmatic coaches like me and my brother, what we do, we take ancient sages and we interrupt your normal habitual patterns that you have lived on, or sometimes these past experiences. You were not even the creator of those experiences. This was genealogy at its best, passed down to you, and your beliefs and your unhealthy eating patterns and different healths that have been programmed and trampled down to you to live off of, and now it's enabling you or crippling you from going to your next level or maxing out your potential. So these are the factors that we're dealing with, and we have to learn like how to interrupt and break those patterns. And the only way to do that is to challenge you out of your comfort zone. If it's comfortable for you and it's safe, you will stay there. We talk about billionaires and wanting to become millionaires, but the truth is they had to take the risk. And if we're comfortable living in the shell, then we're comfortable in the place that we have. We're complacent with negativity. We're complacent with just barely making it from check to check or living enough. We have to challenge that, and we have to put a risk in place in order to go to the next level.
10,000 hours of motivational speaking. I'm constantly hearing to get something different, you have to do something different.
Yeah.
To get a different result, you have to put a different input in. And I mean, that's just plain as day. It's simple. It's direct to the point. But now here's the thing. We keep doing the same thing. As a coach, we keep doing the same thing and expecting different results, which is the definition of insanity. Everybody knows that. So we have to go back in time and start looking at when did this interruption